Alright, everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Nothing But the Tea. We are right out of the pandemic and we have present with us an extremely talented guest, Ms Rebecca Pinto. You've worked at Radio Mirchi now for a year and a half and in the industry for about 7 years or so. So I've also heard the fact that you sing so well. I've heard the song I'll Stay With You Longer on YouTube and it is excellent. It's going to be on my replay playlist for a while. What got you into singing? Was it before college or growing up?
So, growing up, I think my family is very musical in general. All of them love to sing.
Yeah.
If you have any wedding in the family, you will have our family choir.
Okay.
So, I think singing has just been a part of my life since I've been growing up. And when I was, I think in school, I used to do a lot of these singing competitions and take part in them, get all these first prize, second prize, and all those things. That was the only certificates I've actually gotten. Otherwise, I don't have any other certificates other than singing. But yeah, so that's just been a part of my life.
It's been a part of your life growing up as such. Okay. And is there any particular song that like resonates with you that no matter how many times you sing, you can just keep singing it and feel the same emotions? Like
I think Can't Help Falling in Love will be my
Elvis
go-to
Presley.
song.
Okay. Yes.
And I think everyone who starts singing starts with Can't Help Falling in Love.
Same here. I think I'm guilty for that as well. But okay. And having managed so many celebrity profiles, was there a particular celebrity, like something that they said to you when you met them that, you know, you took with you through your career coming up in this line of work?
I started my career with managing singers. And when I used to manage these singers, everyone had their own way of, meeting people. Somebody would just come and they would start singing and come walk in and we'd be like, what is this? Like, I remember the first time I met Arijit, I didn't know who he was.
Really?
He comes in, he rings. So we used to work out of a bungalow. Comes in, he rings the bell. I go nicely excited and I open the door and I say, yes, who do you need? So he says, is TM there? So I said, yeah. And he walks in straight. I was like, who is he? I'm asking everybody, who is he? So they were like, Arijit, keep quiet. I said, he? My reaction was like, he? Then afterwards, so every artist has their own way of, welcoming themselves or, carrying themselves. Arijit, somebody who doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't want to mix around with a lot of people. He just has his focus on his singing and that's it. So I was like, okay, this is how he is.
And is he a fan of his own songs? Like, does he sing them a lot or he has a completely different music taste?
So I think every artist is not really a fan of their own songs. Okay. They appreciate other songs more than them. A lot of the artists appreciate a lot of the Western music and pop culture. Okay. If I'm talking about singers and even actors. Then with actors, it's totally different. They try to be a little more modest and they try to be more humble and they start talking to you and become more interactive. So there's no one such thing that I've actually picked up when I've met an actor, because I've met like everybody in the industry and nobody's left an impression on me. So
not a lasting impression. Yeah. So they all are special in their own way.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And being a former Andrian, it must be quite the journey coming into this line of work. So what is your fondest memory from college?
Andrews has taught me a lot of things and I've really had fun during my junior college days. Especially during the football sessions in the morning. And post that also, it used to be real fun. Like, I don't know if I should be saying this, but sitting at the Gannawala and making the most amount of friends over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best way to spend time in college is always outside college.
Exactly.
Okay. So what got you into this line? What prompted you to suddenly get out of college and start working in this line of filming?
So when I got out of college, because I got out of a hotel management background, I started working with the hotel line. Yeah. I used to work with Hyatt Regency. I worked for 1 year there. Okay. Not being... I'm not saying anything against the hotel line, but it is tough in India.
Agreed.
Because you don't get the amount of uh, you know, the hours are longer in India. You tend to work, which is a 7 to 7, you tend to work a little more longer. So I didn't want that life. I thought, for me it was not easy. It's because it was not working with my system.
Okay.
So in one year, I left the hotel industry and I was doing a night shift. I remember, and I got a call from this artist management company, and I said, "ठीक है, let's just try for it." Now I was working for a hotel, which was like a really big hotel, big building and everything, and I suddenly come into this bungalow, and I got a shock of my life. Like, what? I can't be working like in a bungalow.
This is a sudden shift.
Yeah,
of
it's just a sudden
office
shift.
and- yeah.
But like after a night shift, you're already tired and everything, and you just go for an interview because you're so desperate and you want to change your job. And I've always liked the entertainment industries because I think I talk too much, and that's what is needed in
It's the
the
best
entertainment
job for-
industry. So yeah. I got into this place. I liked the vibe. I liked the people around. We were only 7 of us when I joined, and it gave me a total different idea of what the entertainment industry is. So I think my shift from hotel line to this, it gave me a lot of teachings from my hotel industry, because everything needs to be done on time. It needs to be done in a systematic manner, and in the entertainment industry it's not so systematic.
It's very unsystematic.
It's very
at some points.
unsystematic and very laid back and everything. So there was that shift for me.
Okay. And knowing Bombay is a city where everybody's commuting all the time, and there are very few things that people do in that commute. Radio is one of those things that they listen to. So what radios did you grow up listening to? Like, at what point did you realize Radio Mirchi has become as big as it is in the city, in the heart of the people?
So when everybody says radio is depreciating and everything, I think it's not true, because even today, I don't think anybody puts a CD inside or puts their Bluetooth inside while commuting in a car. Even in a taxi, you'll listen to radio. And for me, to be very honest, even though I'm working for Radio Mirchi, I listen to 94.3
Red FM?
Radio 1.
Radio 1, okay.
And I've spoken to Rishi. I know we are competitors, but still, Rishi and me have this idea of, when he talks on radio, it's really fun. It's really engaging. And I think radio is engaging because it's not a platform which is a video platform. It's an audio platform where you don't get to see. Your concentration is only on the
And the
hearing
person
part.
speaking is very honest and open.
Yeah.
He's talking to the people.
Exactly. He does not need to concentrate on the video part of it. It is more of the audio.
voice.
You're speaking your mind. You don't need to show what your reactions are and everything. So even today, when radio becomes digital, there is still that essence of radio. People still want to go and do only radio interviews and be heard instead of being viewed.
Yeah.
So I think radio will still be that one form of thing where you will just go back to. You just want to go back to. That's why podcasts have come in.
And a big
People-
swing that.
Yeah, people still love to listen to podcasts. Because
Any
it's not-
podcasts in particular you would recommend, that you've been listening to as of recent?
There's not one podcast, but I like to listen to these sleep hypnosis because those guided meditations are something that I really like. They give me sleep. And no, I don't get time, to be very honest, to listen to podcast on a daily basis.
It's a rare occasion.
Yeah,
maybe
it's a very
that
rare
happens.
occasion where somebody will say, okay, listen, we need to interview these guys. So there's one audio podcast that has come up. Then I will be listening. Then I'll sit and listen to all these guys. I say, okay, okay, this is how we want to do it, and then we'll go forward with the interview.
And I've read your Twitter bio, and that is travel, eat, sleep, and repeat. How did that come to form? Was it certain shift? Were you very routine oriented, or it just became like through the pandemic, or the change happened, or through your work life?
There's no routine in my life. I've never followed ever any routine. During the pandemic, I actually liked it, to be very honest.
To be honest, everybody liked it. It was
Because
comfortable.
I got more time with my family. We got time to spend with each other. I think during those days where we were totally cooped up in the house and nobody was allowed to get out, that was the time where we actually sat down as a family, spoke, didn't get on anybody's nerves for a wonder, played all sorts of indoor games like rummy and all these things that got us more together. I traveled a lot whenever there were these less threats of the COVID happening. I traveled a lot during the pandemic, I think.
Other way around.
Yeah, and I worked in all the places possible. Like I worked in Udaipur, I worked in Goa for 1.5 months. I worked in Dharamshala in Himachal for 1.5 months. I've made the most of the pandemic.
Traveling and everything, taking that off the checklist. Okay. And, if you had a chance to speak, to your younger self at this point, what message would you tell her?
Don't procrastinate.
I think that's an age-old trouble for everyone.
Start taking risks.
Yeah.
And just go for it. Like, I know I pull myself back for a lot of things, but I think if I had to start more earlier in time, I would have been something else. Like, I would have taken my music a little further. I would have got into a little of hosting and everything, but
different callings and
yeah.
all. Okay. So looking back, what line would you have chosen to go in? Like growing up, would it have been?
I think I would have been in the same place, but in terms of, like I told you, I'm very camera
Camera
conscious.
Yeah.
And I think I would have become a little more, in hosting terms. I would have got into hosting, and my Hindi is really bad, so I should have just brushed up on my Hindi.
I mean, I've lived in sober for a while. I can tell you, it's not getting any better for us either.
So, because radio is all about talking in Hindi, conversing with the person, and I'm very bad with my English also. So, to be honest, I cannot speak Hindi to save my life.
Would you say you've learned your English through movies and all more than... Okay,
exactly.
So, all right.
So yeah, I mean, taking risk is what I would want to do. Getting into more about, conversing with people in such a way where you have, like, I've met every celebrity in the industry, but I've never gone into that zone of, oh, hey, hi, I'll be your best friend. No, I've never done that. I think when it comes to work-wise and everything, I just become very focused on work. And
Is it a professional thing that you switch to that mode? Like it becomes just the work ethic rather than... And at what point did your family realize, the people you're working with? Was there a point where your family members asked, about your job and were shocked to hear the names that you were talking about?
I think they got used to it by the time I started my previous job. Okay. Because I used to work with all these Madhuri, Kajol, and Ajay Devgan and Abhishek. And they were really, Abhishek and all these guys were really close to me by the end of it. I was never somebody who would go like, hey, listen, you come for my party, okay? No, I was never somebody like that. But I've had such deep conversations with them, and I've realized that they are also just like us. It's nothing that, they are big celebrities and they don't. So, when I used to sit on the table and we used to have lunch or dinner or something, I used to talk to my mom and I used to tell her, you know what, this is what is happening. And she would suddenly see somebody calling up on my phone and she would be like, hey, pick up the phone. They can wait, I'm having lunch. She would be like, oh my god, are you making these celebrities wait? So it used to be like that. And then I would, obviously, when I would pick up the phone and say, hi, I'm sorry and all that, I was eating. they would also understand. So it just became like a routine for us that okay, theek hai, these people also exist.
So the people behind the screen is a completely different character than what everyone is used to seeing on screen.
Totally.
And to newcomers who would want to get into the line of entertainment, what would be your advice to them? What should they focus on or keep in mind when they're getting into this?
Just like I wanted to tell my younger self,
Yes. Same.
take risk,
Take risks.
be open and work hard.
Okay.
That would be the only suggestions I would give the newcomers. Because a lot of the new people who work in my company also, they are starting to take risk. They're starting to do a lot of creatively, getting into this industry. It's very difficult because it's a small industry. Everybody knows everyone.
It's like a family.
Yeah, I would just say one thing is just don't get on the bad side of people, because you could take it further, and when you go into your next place, it will just become worse. Because if you've taken panga with somebody, it's not going to go out from your record.
Alright. So take risks that can boost your career rather than, take panga with people, so as you would say. Any, parting quotes, anything that you hear every morning to give yourself motivation on tough days especially?
Get up, Rebecca, you have to work today.
Alright.
That's it. I mean, there's no parting quote. I would just feel like work hard. Enjoy your life.
Work hard and play hard?
Yeah. Enjoy what you're doing. If you do not enjoy what you're doing, I'd suggest you change your career.
Alright.
That's the only thing I would tell everybody. Not that I didn't enjoy my hotel life also, I loved it, but I'm telling you, just enjoy what you do.
Yeah, invest yourself in the process and enjoy it, as every day is a new thing, a new challenge to undertake. Right. Thank you very much for joining us, Rebecca. We really appreciate you could take your time for us in this late hour of the afternoon instead of having lunch. And we look forward to seeing your future work, especially a new song if you're working on that right now.
Thank you so much. And I'm also looking forward to listening to you. I heard you also a singer.
Yes, we will sing Can't Help Falling in Love. Elvis Presley's the next time we meet. Yeah. Alright, thank you.